Pawpaw, Sammy, and bug here. Today we're going to discuss planting in April. Basically, I'm in 9A, so I'm in pretty good shape. I can plant most anything I want to. If you're in 9A, B, or 10, you're in pretty good shape. Anything past that, I would check with the county agent to make sure it's going to happen.
Yeah,
now,
you want to make sure the last frost when they might think it might be.
Yeah, last frost, yeah. Now here's the trick. Show my bed. See all the greenery in here? See this? All that greenery you see is clover.
Oh,
I don't pull grass. I let clover go because they put nitrogen back in the soil. All you see the compost and the cardboard, coffee grounds, that's coffee grounds, people. That's nitrogen. That'll kick that squash. Now, what you see on my squash is an experiment. A couple of years ago, I got so aggravated when the squash borer kept killing my squash. So I got some Tabasco sauce and a hypodermic needle, and I shot it up in the hole. I was wrecking just being cute. I can't believe how fast that worm come out that hole. So I said, oh, okay, that works. So I got to thinking, if that works, why not cayenne pepper? Sprinkle it on them, around them. If that works internally, it might work externally. I'll see, I don't know. Now basically what I got.
And you wanted one other tip to show them about snails, because snails love those tiny tender leaves in April. So how can you stop snails from infesting and coming to eat on your tender leaves?
Slow them down. The worse the infection, the more of these caps you're going to need. A small infection, 1 or 2.
Okay.
You take a cap, any cap, mason jar,
gotcha.
Any cap. All right. You come down here and you dig your hole and get that cap flush with the ground. All right. Once you got it flush, you take beer, fill it full of beer. Beer's got yeast and the odor. They'll go to that yeast, and you'll be seeing them the next morning floating around in there dead.
The snails and the slugs too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But think about it, they died happy, they were drunk.
Dead, stop. All right, so we know in April, it's a calm before the storm, because May's when everything bursts into life. And I know in April we want to take advantage of the time that we have. So we have these tips that you showed. Can you tell us what plants you already have in the ground from April planting?
All right, my watermelons have not come up yet. My squash. And listen, I only plant 3 or 4 of each. It's just my wife and I. We don't need a garden, a big garden. Now over here, I need to weed eat. I got sage and parsley.
Okay.
I mean, not parsley.
Basil.
Basil.
And you said you had some cucumbers planted.
Oh, cucumbers up front in my container.
Okay.
Now my potatoes. Well, of course, I got my ginger. My ginger's right here. These.
But you didn't plant that in April. That's been out.
Oh, that's been out.
Yeah.
And my blackberries are right here. They blooming like crazy. Now this is my potato patch. And I want you to look real careful. You don't see a blemish. What you see is coffee grounds, see? Coffee grounds down in there? Look at them.
Oh, yeah.
That's all coffee grounds people say.
And what does that do, coffee grounds?
Nitrogen, phosphorus.
Where do you get your coffee grounds?
Starbucks will give it to you by the truckload. They either got to pay to dump it or give it to the gardeners.
All right, so in this area, corn and potatoes should already be in the ground, but is it too late if someone hasn't done it in zones 9A, B, and 10?
They can plant them now, but I mean now, not tomorrow, next week, now.
Okay.
These potatoes have been in the ground. Look how pretty they are.
They're beautiful. You also said you had a few other things that you need to plant for April, like some red kidney beans.
Yeah. I want to plant beans. I want to plant peas.
Tomatoes?
Yes, I'm going to plant 2 or 3 tomatoes. Here again, what you notice basically is cold.
What is this tree?
That's my LSU gold.
Oh, figs?
Yeah.
Okay. And talk about your asparagus right here. Did you plant this asparagus in April?
No, it's been there 3-4 years.
Okay. What happens to asparagus in April?
It produces.
Oh.
Of course, with a great grandson that loves asparagus, I don't see any fresh shoots.
Didn't you come out and eat some yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. That's what I mean. Every time one pops out of the ground, it's gone.
That's funny.
He loves raw asparagus. Now, parsley. That's my parsley right here.
And you harvest that in April?
You what?
You harvest that in April?
Oh yeah, I planted that last year.
Oh, okay.
And it just made it through the winter, believe it or not. This is my green onions. This is a cross of wild onions I found when I was hiking in Arkansas. So are these. That's garlic.
Okay. And your deep watering tower that you
Yeah.
feed in and water in?
And I see the squirrels done planting me a pecan tree. See there?
Squirrels.
I pull that up and take it to my daughter. She planted it on the farm.
All right. And this is your natural pollinator homes that you made?
Yeah.
Tell everybody why they need these in their gardens.
Oh, you need natural pollinators.
So what do these homes do?
Do what?
What does that home do? Why do you have it?
Look, they'll go in there and see how it's sealed off?
Mm-hmm.
They go in there and lay their eggs. And here, this one's already hatched. They come out already.
Oh.
And they'll lay their eggs and come out. And it keeps them in my garden.
Oh. Do you water them or anything?
Do what now?
Do you water them or anything?
No.
You don't put water out around your garden?
Not usually, but I need to. But I don't. I haven't. This is my blueberries, of course. My banana trees did not come back. See look, see the clover?
Oh, yeah.
All
Is
that-
clover like a companion plant?
Actually, it's a cover crop.
Okay.
Now, my banana trees are not coming back. I don't believe they're not gonna come back.
Okay.
I have
What
banana-
about planting some quick to flower plants to bring in pollinators? Where are your wildflowers and things like that you use to pollinate?
They just starting to come in, my wildflowers.
Okay.
I get my cucumbers, the just starting to grow.
And there's another natural habitat home for your.
Yeah, I got to get another cover on top of that.
Okay.
And this is my onions. Now, here's some of my wildflowers. I call them wildflowers. I have no idea if they are or not. When I go to a different state, I get different plants.
Do you see bees around these wildflowers?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
All right. So
See, they're different kinds.
your daughter Samantha of Starkey Farmstead was telling me when we were talking about preparing this video, those are beautiful wildflowers, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
that she wanted to remind you this year that y'all had talked about putting out some water for your natural pollinators so that they stay around.
Yeah, the watering tank froze and cracked.
Oh.
I've never seen a container that was open on top that would crack. But it got cracks in it. It won't hold water.
Okay.
And then look in the back.
Okay.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
I came out here.
So
one
you might
day-
just put a lid in there with some water in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And then there's another one of his water towers.
Yeah, I got a bed down in the wildflowers too.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Uh,
All right, so we know April is a pretty calm month and that May's going to be bursting with things to do. So just spend a lot of time in April getting everything ready.
that's the workhorse month. I
Yeah.
mean, that's raking your garden, preparing your bed, getting your plants in the ground.
You said raking your garden. Why is that important?
Well, if you got, well, what I'll do, a lot of times I'll rake that compost and turn it over
Oh, okay.
because on top it.
And by compost, you're speaking of leaves and stuff,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
vermicompost.
Yeah, look, I'm speaking of leaves, grass clippings. Look,
Gotcha.
that's what I'm talking about.
And so what role, before we go, what role does vermicompost play in your April garden?
Ooh. Whenever that plant goes in the ground, usually like my squash seeds, I dig a little hole, it's so big around, put my vermicompost in it, put a little bit of dirt, put a very thin layer of dirt and lay the seed down on top of it.
Okay.
And cover the seed. Now when them roots come out, the first thing they find is pop right in that compost.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about when it talks about zones 9A, 9B, and 10 for April?
Not really, we looking good as long as you got your beds ready. And I mean, if you're gonna plant like potatoes and corn, man, you gotta do it now. You've got to plant it now. Plus I keep my birds here, my bluebirds.
That's beautiful. I was just looking at
I
that. Is
like
there a
it.
nest in there?
Yeah.
You gonna have some babies?
Oh, every year.
Oh.
They come back every year. I just went two and back.
Oh.
Every year they come back.
I just wanted to show the Nova bot to finish off the video. If you remember, Pawpaw Sammy set this up before he went on vacation. Look at this yard. It cuts it manicured. Only the front right now. They haven't programmed it from the back yet. But anyway, that's a revolutionary lawn mower. It's a grass cutting robot, and it goes around this yard. Take about 6 hours.
Takes 6 hours to cut this front yard. And look, the funniest thing, we're sitting in a restaurant eating almost 150 miles from here.
Y'all were in Homa.
Yeah, and so I picked my phone up and turned it on, and it showed a map of my yard, my house, my yard. It showed my area, and look, it showed that little lawnmower walking in a circle, cutting the grass, and it would flash up, say 41% complete, 54% complete.
That's awesome.
It was telling me what it was doing.
And then when we were in Universal Studios last week, it beeped you and told you that it was off the ground.
It was I'm 3 foot off the ground. Please, 3.5 foot really. Please come put me down. What had happened, I did not want to leave it out because that was the first time I put it down and programmed it. I didn't really know if I had it programmed right. I didn't want it to run off in the ditches or the canal over yonder. So I put it in the shed. I turned it off, put it in the shed up on my workbench. And I figured I'd come back, I can watch it and make sure it's correct. And that rascal told me, I am off the ground 3.5 foot. Please come put me down.
That's
and
awesome.
I said, I can't believe this. Can't believe this.
And are these the rose bushes from your mother?
Yeah, that's Mama's rose bushes.
How old is this?
Oh, Lord, I don't know. Mama had those when we lived on 13th Street in Baton Rouge. And I was like 8 years old, and I'm 82 now.
So these cuttings are coming from probably about 70-year-old bush at least?
Yeah, at least, or she got it from her mama, grandma.
Oh, Dad, that's beautiful.
And it's very, very, very faint odor.
Does it pollinate?
Huh?
Or the bees come to it?
The bees don't mess with them. I've never paid that much attention. I reckon they might light on them, but I've never seen them pollinating.
They got some big old thorns.
Yeah, they do. But anyway,
so that's April. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, several weeks, with some May ideas. And
yes, and also I got to update my dadgum medicine chest for my garden. I've got to update that. I did a few things that I haven't made a video on yet.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is his medical cabinet for plants. Look up that video. It's excellent. You need to make, what'd you do?
I got the big thorns.
You need to make you up a medicine cabinet and have all of your potassiums and nitrogens and all the things right at fingertips to help you when you start getting these plants coming out of the ground.
Oh yeah.
So
you want to get above. Listen. Organic garden is nothing like gardening with commercial chemicals and fertilizers. Compost takes. If you put compost down there, it'd be next year or maybe a year and a half before it really starts releasing in the ground. So every year you pile that compost, every year. And on your plants, watch them. I mean, if you even see one leaf starting to turn with an insect, treat it then. Break that leaf off, get it out of your garden, and spray that plant with your solution for whatever you're spraying for.
yeah, you're not talking about store-bought chemicals. You're talking about the things in your videos.
Yeah,
okay. Well, we can actually cover that. We can show your medicine cabinet when we do the in May, because all the plants will be in the ground in May.
That's right. And
Okay.
In the meanwhile, I might just do another one home, what I've already done with my medicine.
Good idea. All right.
Organic chemicals are real mild. They don't usually hurt the plant if you pay attention. Now, there's some of them will burn your plants in a heartbeat. But usually, you just stay small and take it from there. All right, like and subscribe. Pawpaw, Sammy, and Allie.